Ah, doesn't sound like a beer can.
It's a bottle closing,
It's my water bottle being closed.
but no alcohol today. Well, there was alcohol earlier today.
It's previous, pre-funk.
Yep. Anyway, I am Davito,
And I am Lalo.
and we are bringing the Three Dudes with Two Dudes Today podcast.
That's right, special edition.
Yeah, it's always special when there's one of us missing. So just briefly, I want to talk about the reason why I'm depressed right now is because the Sounders lost the MLS final 2-0.
What?
Yeah, it was horrible. What's even worse is I couldn't even drown myself in alcohol to, drown out the sorrow. But yeah, it was a good game for Toronto. They deserve all the credit. Their midfield was just really spot on. Seattle's midfield was not good. They weren't creating. It was horrible to watch. It was one of the most frustrating games I can remember watching.
Sloppy, dude. No offense. Like, the passing was just subpar.
And it sucks because I went to the pub, and then my brother invited some of his friends who are casual fans, and the last thing you want is at a final game to have your team perform like preseason status. It's not good. But the Toronto FC, I was going to say Whitecaps, but that's Vancouver. They're the MLS champions, and that's the way I'm cool with just saying that because the more I think about it, the more frustrated I get because that game was really just frustrating to watch. But would you like to add anything to that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as a big soccer fan as David. He's the one who got me into it, but I've seen a few games, so I kind of know what's going on, what I'm seeing, and Seattle has just, I think they were just like, they partied with Drake too much last night, and they were like, you know what?
Look, they can't use the
Move to
Seahawks.
Drake.
Yeah, the Seahawks had Macklemore. They can't use that, excuse. But maybe Macklemore had something to do.
But,
Thrift shop.
yeah, Seattle came in with they were really defensive. I mean, they're not going to be that you were saying earlier that Toronto has a better offense.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
But Seattle has a better defense, and they haven't allowed any goals in the postseason, and it was a mess. Defensively they weren't in a groove. Offensively they couldn't get nothing going. I think everybody was just playing iso ball.
Yeah, and they were losing possession in really stupid places too. But
Darryl, man, he was just
and he's usually on, and he really shined last year. This season he was he got rhythm with Clint about halfway through the season. But yeah, he wasn't doing too good today. He wasn't hot, and then just the team wasn't clicking. I think Schmetzer, the coach, kind of set out the lineup to what he thought and envisioned. I can see in the lineup what he thought would work, but it wasn't working. So
and there's no subs. I mean, you waited till a little bit when they were 2 behind. I mean, yeah, you're down a goal, but you wait till what was it, the 70th minute to make that first sub for a forward. I mean, a striker. You got what's his name?
Yeah, you put in Jordan Morris. Yeah.
I mean, like you said earlier, they needed help in the midfield, some defense or something like that. You could have probably put in Nuhu.
Yeah, that would have been the way better option, I think, because that would have been able to push Joven up to mid, Nuhu up back, and it would give more attack and creativity to the midfield. But yeah.
But he waited till the 90th minute to bring in Nuhu.
Yeah.
So he was in the game for 5 minutes, But I think it was too late. So he didn't really adjust to the game. And that's kind of not good as a coach.
Yeah. That was his first. But, I mean, at the end of the day, that was his first full season as a coach. So I think he's had a successful
10
season.
years so far, yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, last season taking the cup on just half the season. Mm-hmm. So he'll be around next season. But he's got to. I mean, it was just a rough game to watch. So that was it. But something good happened.
What was that?
We watched Justice League. So
yes.
Yeah, so after the match, we went to get another drink, and then we ended up, me, Lalo, and the group went to go watch Justice League, which was, I thought wasn't as bad as people made it out to be.
I have like no thoughts on the movie so far. It's like I don't think it was terrible. I didn't think it was great. I was just like I left the movie and I was like, okay, I saw the movie, and I don't know. I don't know if I feel disappointed. If I feel like okay, this was a not too bad movie, but it just didn't do it for me. I guess.
I don't like. This is the second film in a row where I feel like Superman's kryptonite isn't kryptonite, but it's Lois Lane.
Martha.
And his mom is
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah, you're right about that.
they're always like, oh, we got to get kryptonite because that's gonna slow him down. Nah, just fuck with the women in his life, and and that'll slow him the fuck down, and he won't be doing anything.
You know what? I was surprised that they didn't bring up Bruce Wayne's parents in this movie.
Did they?
Every movie, they always have to bring up his parents, and he always has a little flashback, and he gets into his little depressed mood, and then that's when he starts
When
getting
he starts
ass.
like gazing off, like oh, and like in the most important part of the fucking film.
Do some like Family Guy flashbacks.
Yeah, you know, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, they didn't really have any flashback deal with Bruce, which it doesn't need it. We know his story already.
I think it's just been driven in our head. I do like Ben Affleck as Batman. He has
Yeah.
a face for it. When he has that mask on, he looks like a legit Batman. I saw a little retro Batman they try to influence in the movie. There's a little bit of the sounds, um, but he did pretty good. I do have I don't like Barry Allen, the way they portrayed him in the movie.
Oh, the Flash. Yeah.
The Flash, Barry Allen, the Flash. They made him to be too stupid. I get it, he's a kid, but it's like, come on, you've done this with Spider-Man. You can't keep doing this. And I'm not a big fan of comedy in a superhero movie.
What about?
I think I'm overdrawn with the comedy. Like I laughed, but
Yeah.
it's like I think they make it, if you put comedy in that, it kind of makes the movie a little cheesy. It doesn't make it as serious
So do you
as a superhero movie.
so you don't mind like do you mind a little comic relief every now and then? I think there are some little jokes here and there, but if you have one character that's just there being goofy all the time, is that like
It gets kind of annoying. And
gotcha?
for me, after, like at the end, when
Spoiler.
Wonder Woman is like, oh, those are boys. I
Yeah.
was like, this movie's stupid.
Oh,
What
I
mean?
work
It went
with
from,
yeah.
it
We're
went
just-
from like a super, like, oh, we gotta defeat this villain who's gonna destroy the world, and then at the end, it's like, oh, boys.
oh, I
was
work
like,
with
God,
I work
really?
with boys. Yeah.
I was
yeah.
like, really, that was kind of stupid. Aquaman was not too bad.
I mean, yeah, Aquaman was kind of like that drunk guy that just says shit. I thought the lasso scene where he kind of had it around
That
him,
was
wherever
funny.
he didn't know.
I did like
He was
that.
being honest. That was a good scene.
Uh,
But yeah, they didn't fuck up Aquaman. I thought they made him kind of rugged. They were almost like a little trying to make him too macho, but I thought it was I thought it worked out all right at the end. They didn't overdo it.
I think maybe if they had like standalone movies first, with all the heroes in the movie, before Justice League came out, it'd be a little bit better. Cause you can't just like introduce new characters for Justice League and then not have that time, time to set up their backstory.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they had a little bit, but you kind of felt like it was rushed in the 2 hours.
Yeah, definitely. It was almost like there was no background, really.
Exactly. Yeah, they had like a little 2 minutes, if even like little pre backstory.
They could have done something like that. I think that would have been a good idea, but I mean, that costs money, and Hollywood is done spending money on movies without like a return investment.
I feel like these production companies, you know what? We have all these sexual harassers. Let's do the crowd a favor and let's give them a good movie, because all these actors are rapers now, and pedophiles, and jerk offers. It's Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. It was true.
No, honestly, the movie is not bad,
That's not.
but there was a few things that kind of turned me off. If they didn't have it, I think the movie would have had some good stuff. Get rid of Zack Snyder. A lot of people are saying that already. I've been reading some stuff, and I'm not into the Zack Snyder. In the beginning, it kind of felt a little neo-noir. Kind of reminded me of like Sin City-ish. And
Yeah,
I'm
I'm trying to remember. Oh, like right in the opening scene.
Like right in the opening, yeah, it was like too dark. Like it almost felt like a Sin City movie.
Yeah,
It was completely different from Batman versus Superman cinematically, but
I'm trying to remember that one. I can't. It's been. I'm bad about remembering films.
but it was not a bad movie. It's a good movie. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not like anything super great. Like when you see, um, I think like I want to say the original Avengers. I want to say I actually enjoyed that one, um, or uh, I actually enjoyed Deadpool. So like you see some of those movies and you're like, oh, I want to see it again. Like, but this one was like it was good. It wasn't bad. If it's on like TV and I'm not really doing anything, I'd probably like watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I might go out of my way and watch it again, but not 100%.
This
Like,
is not like, oh, I'm gonna buy it when it comes out on
yeah,
Blu-ray
yeah.
special edition. No.
So this is like, yeah, this is. I'm not upset that I like watched it. I'm glad I watched it. If I'm going out somewhere and someone has it on the TV and they're like, "Hey man, just give me 5 minutes," I'd be like, "All right," and I have no problem. Be like, "Hey, take as long as you want. I'll watch some of this movie." But yeah, other than that, that's my take on it.
Yeah,
It was good.
It was a good movie.
It was good. There was a lot of Marvel trailers for a
Yes.
DC movie. That was interesting. I think they're just trying to cater to like the nerds.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be like, let's just get a bunch of superhero movies, and they won't be able to tell the difference. At least all the casual people that don't care. Which at this point, I think everyone knows the difference between Marvel and DC.
Yeah, the Black Panther looks like it should be a good movie. Let's see. What other one? I like the teaser for Deadpool 2. Where they did the Bob Ross thing.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. Let's see. They did a little extended Star Wars, which I'm kind of excited to go see. The new one, Last Jedi.
I've seen the original trilogy, but I've not seen the first 3 episodes, and so therefore I like don't want to allow myself to see the newer movies that are being made. And I know I don't have to go back and I know you don't have to watch the original films,
So Rogue One ties into the first movie
right?
in the original trilogy. That's how they find the spaceship, the starship. What is that planet thing? Is it the starship?
I don't
The
know.
one where the evil guys, the rebellion, make the
To-
Death Star.
Death Star. Okay.
Yeah, so Rogue One is basically that's how they get the plans to destroy the Death Star in the first Star Wars movie. So that's kind of a cool one to watch. The Force Awakens, that's just the sequels to the episodes. I mean, to the original trilogy. So that's like the new after what happens now. And so The Last Jedi, it's a sequel to The Force Awakens that came out 2 years ago. And I didn't like The Force Awakens. It was all right, but I'm willing to give this next one a shot. But that's my take on the Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars guy. I like them.
I mean, there were cool movies. The original trilogy was a lot of fun to watch.
The episodes were whack, yeah.
But I just it's just I haven't got around to finishing it. And like I said, I've been watching the Lord of the Rings, which I think tomorrow I'm going to try and finish off the third movie. And I'm actually really enjoying those. Those are, I think, really awesome. And the more I thought about, like, what's the name of the little Gollum, right? Mm-hmm. At first I thought he was like a kind of a bad guy-ish, and he kind of is. But like the more I watched the movie, the more I felt sorry for the character and stuff like that, and the more I actually started to like the character. And like, yeah, I didn't mind the second movie. It gets a lot of FaceTime, but yeah, hopefully I wrap that up. I really should get into like the Star Wars stuff, because I mean I enjoyed them. It was just for some reason I just got to watch movies at like a different pace.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe, well, Star Wars is bound for long enough. I should definitely be able to finish that.
Yeah, it's a long series.
So I can learn to hate Jar Jar like everyone else.
God, Jar Jar Binks, he was the worst character ever invented for Star Wars. They actually brought him back for the last movie, I think.
What?
Yeah, he was in The Force Awakens, I believe.
Is that why you didn't like it?
No.
They brought his goofy ass back in the...
No, no, it had to do with the new bad guy. I forgot his name. That Adam Driver guy, who's a new like Darth Vader 2.0.
Oh, he has that like dope mask with
Yeah, it
the
looks cool. He looks
yeah.
cool in the previews, but the first movie he was kind of whack. He was kind of like Darth Maul, where he got defeated
Hey,
super easy.
you respect Darth Maul. Just
Darth
kidding.
Maul should have been a badass. Like he should have had a couple episode arc, but they kind of killed him off like ASAP. You know,
Did they?
I think so.
Spoiler. All right.
You're not
But
missing much on the
no,
episodes.
okay. But no, that yeah, I've seen that guy's mask everywhere and shit like that.
It looks dope. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. And I was like, man, that character was pretty tough. I didn't know. I had a feeling he'd be like the bad guy, but I wasn't like for sure. That's how little I know about like what they're doing now with all that stuff. So yeah, I'm on the. I don't know. I really got to watch them.
Yeah, it's not bad. Like you said, give it some time. I liked him. Just don't get me to watch Star Trek.
What's wrong with Star Trek?
It's too many. It's too many. It's too many movies in a series.
Okay, so I won't say the show, but the movies. Have you watched them?
I used to watch them like when I was a kid. I remember that. Okay, we got Pixar.
Well, because the newer movies I thought were a lot of fun.
Like the Patrick Stewart ones.
Yeah, well, yeah. Is that the ones? Yeah.
That's the bald guy as a commander.
No,
oh, the
not
new ones.
the new
Chris
movies.
Pine.
Yeah.
Oh, I did watch the first two. I didn't watch the last one.
I don't remember if I watched the last one, but I watched the first two, I believe, and yeah, I actually really enjoyed the movies. I thought they were pretty well done and
Oh yeah, I like them.
well balanced action and stuff like that. Actually, one little thing back to the Batman thing, I
was
felt
gonna
like
bring it up too. Go ahead.
was the timing in this movie I felt was better than like I'm trying to compare to Suicide Squad.
Oh god.
I just felt like when the pacing of the film was done a little bit better in that one.
I will say that the what was his name? Steppenhammer? Steppenwolf?
The main bad
The
guy,
main bad guy that was trying to bring the world down.
Yeah, I forget his name.
He looked too tough in the beginning, and then when they had the fight scene,
Oh,
all it took was Superman.
yeah. Superman was the.
It's like Superman was like the ultimate.
Yeah, it's Superman's OP. They need to juice him down. Like, all right, make him a little bit more easier to defeat. Like, yeah, he just kind of came in, and he just started wrecking shit.
And like the final fight scene, I think it was just too short for me.
Yeah,
Like, it wasn't that. Like, it's kind of hard to explain because you can say that the Justice League were that good because they had a good game plan. But
Yeah.
it's just the fight scene at the end. It was too quick.
And-
Superman
and-
just came and he's like, "Oh hey, you guys need my help."
yeah, and no one ever like got their ass almost like how
Killed.
yeah, and that always happens. The protagonist gets his ass kicked so bad that he's like an inch away from fucking dying and shit, and
Well-
then something happens.
Well, in fairness, I was just thinking about it. That cyborg guy,
Well, he just
he
got
did get his leg cut off,
Yeah,
or whatever,
but-
but they attached it like instantly.
yeah, because he's like robotic and shit.
Yeah,
so
he's-
when I saw like his leg get taken off, at first I was like, oh shit, his leg, and I was like, oh wait, he's a fucking robot. Like,
and then they put it back on easily. But yeah, nobody really was pushed to the limit. I mean, Superman was his own enemy when they revived him. Spoiler alert.
yeah, basically.
But that was like the only bad point.
And I did not notice the mustache.
Oh God, he looked like the Joker. He looked like Jack Nicholson Joker.
Jack Nicholson. I remember I saw a picture and I was trying to keep an eye out for it, but at some point I just stopped caring and I was just watching it and I missed it.
You could really
So-
tell in the beginning, and in when the close up when he held Batman. Like he's like, "Oh, do you really bleed?" And They
Yeah.
got a shot up close of Superman, and he could really tell his mouth was it was weird.
All fucked up.
Yeah.
Why would I'm trying to figure out? Okay, so they gave him a mustache to establish time frame, right, or something like that.
Apparently they gave him a mustache because he was supposed to film for his standalone Superman movie. But I guess that's a different time period. That's gonna happen from the Justice League. So you couldn't have a mustache in both because I think when they want to establish a longer time period from the next Superman movie and from the Justice League,
Is it supposed to be a prequel?
I think it's supposed to be a sequel.
Also, it's going to be after the Justice League movie.
I think this is gonna well because how far along did Justice League
I have no idea. I don't know
from
the
the
time.
from Batman versus Superman to Justice League? They never really kind of went into that, right?
No, they just said that they needed to bring together a group,
Mm-hmm.
and here they are. And now they're fighting crime.
But I feel like Justice League is in the middle of Batman versus Superman and the next Man of Steel movie.
I don't know because they even reference that they don't get along. So I think Batman
Because
versus Superman's already happened.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Batman versus Superman, Justice League, and then the next Superman is
Okay.
afterwards.
No, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
think
so
it's something like that.
I guess they're trying to make the universe a little bit more spread out, like the time period, because it's different studios that did Justice League and Batman. Or I mean, the Superman trilogy. So I guess they spent like $30 million to CGI. I was gonna say TGIF.
Yeah, they said $30 million to
I was like-
TJF. All them
They
blooming
spent, like-
onions.
Spent like $30 million to reshoot the movie without his mustache. They CGI'd it off, which is pretty crazy. $30 million, you know.
Yeah, that's pocket change in Hollywood, I feel.
It's that
I have-
hush money.
Something else. I don't know. There was another little spoiler-ish, but not really. There was a scene involving Green Lanterns.
Yes.
And honestly, that got me excited because even though the Green Lantern movie didn't do so good, I thought it followed the comics pretty damn well. So I think I'm actually pretty excited. And if they decide to reboot Green Lantern, I think it would be a good thing.
I think they are with a black guy for the
Racist.
Hal
Hal Jordan.
Jordan. Yeah, I believe they're gonna have Hal Jordan take over. But yeah, like the spoiler Justice League, I liked at the end, like when Batman's like, we need 6 chairs, and then Wonder Woman's like, we're gonna need more than that when we get more people or something like that.
Yeah.
So I like to see more people join the Justice League and maybe like alternating. I don't want to see a big like Avengers movie where they have like too many superheroes running around, so it's like hard to keep up. So I wouldn't mind seeing them alternate characters, like maybe not have Batman in the next movie or take out the Flash because I hate the Flash. I prefer the CW version of the Flash.
I have to watch it, and I heard it's really good.
I like that Barry Allen. He has that wit. Like
Yeah.
he still kind of plays a dork, but they don't make him stupid.
Yeah, no, don't make him
They don't dumb him
like
down.
gotcha. Also, back to that last scene. I thought it was funny that instead of like Bruce Wayne, this millionaire that has all this fucking money and can build the perfect place for superheroes to hide out, is like house hunting with Wonder Woman to find like it's just like really it's like you can build some cool shit with all that money you got.
There's going to be a big spike in people wanting to become realtors now.
Yeah, so no, here they are. They're walking into a big building, and it's obviously like abandoned, and it looks like they're just gonna clean it up and stuff. And I was like, you can build something fancy. You don't have to buy this place.
Yeah.
But that was that.
So the movie's not too bad. If you haven't seen it yet, give it a shot.
Yeah, I say give it a shot.
Don't have expectations.
Yep.
Just see it for what it is. If you like superhero movies, just check it out. I mean, you might like it, you might hate it. This is our opinion on it.
Yeah, I
know.
didn't think it was too bad. Oh man, how much people do I want to piss off? Well, no one that listens to this. That just reminds me of the Death Note thing on Netflix because I don't watch animes, but Death Note I loved. I thought it was great. I don't know what it was. I got captivated by it. I loved it. And then I was super stoked like everyone else, when they were going to make a live action movie. And my take on it was the movie itself as a film, and not thinking about the anime, isn't too bad. It feels rushed.
Very, very rushed.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I was like, I'll give this like a, all right, like it's not horrible, but I mean, the fan base hated it, and I completely understand why. And I think I should have hated it, but the fact that I went in there with such an open mind, and kind of took it for what it was, I didn't mind it because I was just like, this has to be kind of made for people in the West. This has to, like, you can't rush all this crap. That's why I accepted it. But I think that's why people hated it.
I like Death Note. I didn't watch the anime. My brother was a big. He loves anime, so he's seen Death Note. Um, I haven't seen any of the anime of it. I really enjoyed the Netflix version, but they should have made it into like a mini series.
Yeah.
You know, I think the movie's like less than an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I think.
Yeah, and then I think they did an interview with the directors I watched, and this was kind of dumb. Was I think they gave them an option or something like that for 2 films,
Mm-hmm.
and the basically they said like they wanted to make one film and earn the second, which I understand like the macho-ness of we're gonna earn it. We don't just want to get that, you know. But at the same time, I was just like, no, like there's a lot in Death Note, and you probably should have taken the 2 film deal over the one, and it's pretty apparent now because yeah, that rushed kind of plot deal, and then the love story is different in the film and the anime. I don't you know, I hate paying attention to little stuff like that because then that is when my inner like nerd from the anime comes out, because the more I think about the love story plot and how it was done in the film versus the anime, the more angry that makes me, because Light is basically kind of dumb in the film, but in the anime he's like really smart, like
Oh, that's
really
that L
smart.
guy, right?
No, Light, the main character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he's actually like I said in the anime he's really smart, but he's kind of dumb in like at least in comparison, and kind of a loser.
Yeah, he was like the bullied.
Yeah, it's a different character. Like I don't okay, I got to stop thinking about it because like that's I've told myself, and this happened. Like the deeper I get into it, the more irritating it makes me because then I start falling in line with the people who didn't enjoy it.
Ooh, L only ate cakes and donuts, but in this movie he was eating candies.
Yeah, I know that was me.
I do like that actor though.
Yeah, he did.
He's actually really good. His name is like Lakeith David, I believe, and he's in that movie, Death Note. Plays L, and he's in the show called Atlanta with Childish Gambino / Donald Glover, which is not a bad show, but he's an actor to look out for. You know, he's really good. I endorse his movie.
I think he started off really good,
Mm-hmm.
but and it's not his fault. I think it's just the direction of the script.
Yeah,
When he
just
started to
the
get
way-
more emotional, excuse me, I think that's a little bit more out of L's character.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's another thing people got turned off with because L was always serious and all that stuff, and to see him get frustrated was even weird to watch. And I was just kind of like, oh man, like that's kind of not he's not composed, and like in the anime, he was such a composed character. So for him to lose it was kind of like, so yeah, small stuff to nitpick, but it is what it is.
You gotta sometimes like watch these movies with an open arm, like an open mind. Excuse me. Because it's not gonna be. You can't expect it. All your expectations. Excuse me. You got the popcorn and water and a lot of things giving me the hiccups and the burps. But if you just like look at things with a little bit of an open-minded thing, you shouldn't be that disappointed. I mean, I understand you if you're a diehard fan of this and that. But just give these directors, you know, a little confidence. It might, might work. Yeah, I was looking up the Death Note online, and I don't think there's any new news about making a sequel.
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised, and I think they should chill out because they've pissed people off enough. So I think they're good with that.
But yeah, that's our movie experience. You know, had David get a few shots over there today because of the game.
Yeah, that's why I'm not drinking beer. I've started this diet deal, keto, and
What?
it's going good. Except after having those wings right now, hopefully I'm still doing all right. But I'm at the see if my body's still in ketosis. That's a urine sample. And the test strip, if I can find them. But that's it. I don't know. I had something else, but I can't remember what the fuck it was. So meanwhile, you want to get into football picks?
Yeah, we could do that. Since we don't have our Rocha in studio with us today, aka David's bedroom, I got his picks from a text, and I will just go down through the line here. So we had the Saints and Falcons. We already had discussed that prior to this pod because obviously we're recording afterwards. So Rocha and myself picked the Saints, and David got the Falcons, and he won.
Yeah.
So the Falcons won, even though they kind of lost. So that's kind of like I don't know. Let's just call those both losers. All right, first matchup, we got Colts visiting the Bills. Myself and Rocha picked the Bills.
You know, I'm gonna. Oh man, I'm a little weird on that one. Let me just because I'm a little irritated with Tyrod. And you guys going?
Didn't he get a concussion last game or something? He got injured.
I think so. So they have a backup.
Which was that guy that threw the 5 interceptions.
Okay,
but I don't know if he's gonna play or not.
Well, just in general, like recently, he's been irritating me.
Well, he was on the bench.
How the fuck? So okay, so he was on the bench, and then
they had a decent record. I mean, they had playoff chances. They had good chances to make the playoffs, and they decided to bench him for the backup rookie. The guy ends up throwing 5 interceptions and puts kind of the Bills a little bit on the back seat on the playoffs. I mean, they're still in contention, but why would you make a move like that when you have contention to begin with? So it's kind of a little tricky. Basically, I'm kind of like saying you can't put it all on Tyrod.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to be your number one quarterback, but...
Well, how did he get concussed, though? Was it
I don't know
during
if it's concussion
practice?
or what, but he got hurt last game.
Okay. So there's still... I should still have some sort of faith. I'm going to join you guys with that one, then.
Probably can't.
Because you've swayed me.
I think it's a safe bet, honestly. I mean, Colts, I could see... I won't be disappointed if the Colts win, but I don't think Jacoby Brissett can win a game.
I wish I can remember my picks from the other league. But, all right.
So we got the Vikings visiting the Panthers. Again, myself and Rocha picked the Vikings.
I gotta find that on my list. I made this really shitty list here. Minnesota Viking against the Panthers, you say?
Panthers, yeah.
And you guys are going for the Vikings?
Yep. Top defense. Cam Newton is an iffy quarterback.
Yeah, it's true. Fuck.
I'd gotta go as far as to say the Viking has like the top defense, if not the number one.
Oh, there it is. Fuck it. I'll go Minnesota as well. I think I wrote down the wrong fucking game for this. I might just have to wing this off whatever you tell me.
Okay. All right. Next, we got the Bears visiting the Bengals. Rocha picked the Bengals. I went for the Bears.
Really?
Yeah.
I got Cincinnati.
I can't trust a freaking ginger man. I just feel Bengals can't win like toss-up games. So you said Bengals you're going to go for?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, we got Packers visiting the Browns.
Go, Pack, go.
Okay, so that's a clean sweep for all of us picking the Packers.
I figured that one would be for sure.
Surprisingly, if the Browns go 0-16, the fans are going to throw a parade for them. Yeah.
What?
The city of Cleveland will throw a parade for them if they go undefeated at losing.
I feel like that's a celebration for like a better draft pick.
I think it's... Just don't draft a quarterback, please. All right, moving on. We got 49ers visiting the Texans. I picked 49ers. And Rocha picked the Texans.
So you got the Niners?
Yeah.
Over the Texans.
Jimmy Garoppolo's in quarterback. This is his second game. They won last week by a point. They beat the Bears, I believe.
Ooh, the Bears.
The Bears.
I should pull up at least some stats so I can look at something.
Go ahead.
Right for now, I kind of want to lean with the with Houston, but at the same time, they haven't been doing as hot this year.
Especially with that injury to the rookie sensation, whatever his name was.
And as much as I don't like the Niners, they are kind of turning their shit around this here like later on in the season.
They've always had a team, but they just didn't really have that quarterback ever since they got rid of Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick left the team.
That knee taking guy. I'm going to. You know what? I'll. Fuck.
Yeah, that one's a toss up too. Honestly.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna go with you on the Niners on that one.
And it's not a good toss up. It's kind of like who's gonna like really mess up this game. Next, we got Raiders at Chiefs.
That one should be kind of fun, but
division matchup.
I'm gonna go with Oakland.
Okay, nice. You're the only one. I was actually gonna go with Oakland myself, but
I just feel like Kansas City did win last week, didn't they?
They won last week.
I think.
I know Alex Smith threw 4 touchdowns.
I just feel like even though they took that,
I think they lost.
Did they?
I think they might have lost.
I wish I can look that up.
But Alex Smith did some decent numbers. We're so unorganized here.
Yeah, I know.
At the podcast.
Well, the fucking
they're called the 3 idiots.
And sometimes 2. Well, shit. The NFL's website. I don't like the layout.
I'm gonna put it up right now.
It's really
I'll show
weird.
you right now.
Unless you look up like past scores.
That's what I'm looking at. Yeah, the Jets beat the Chiefs. Yeah, 38-31.
Oh, then
Alex Smith had 4 touchdowns. They just don't have that running game right now. That's what it is.
I'm sticking with the Raiders.
It's not a bad pick, but they don't have any receivers.
But they got Marshawn Lynch.
Oh God,
beast mode.
He's probably gonna start a fight.
I hope so.
On the bench, he's gonna come off the bench and just punch somebody.
He's gonna get up off his knee and he's gonna punch the fuck out of someone.
All right. Next up, we got Lions at Bucks.
I got Detroit. I got Detroit now.
So that's a clean sweep for Detroit from all of us. We got a division game: Cowboys at Giants.
Oh man, I hate both fucking teams.
Eli Manning is back in the lineup. Where he should have stayed in. Their coach is fired. So Steve Spagnuolo.
Really?
Yeah, he got fired this last Monday.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Steve Spagnuolo is the new head coach. He's interim. Former Rams coach. And their GM also was let go.
Damn, a lot of fucking changes going on there. That can either be a good thing or a bad thing.
It's a free fall right now, honestly.
Oh, in that case, Giants. I mean.
Nope. In
that case, who the fuck were they playing?
Cowboys.
Yeah, Cowboys. Cowboys.
Same, clean sweep. So everybody's choosing Cowboys.
I think that's a safe bet, though.
Is it, though? It's fucking Cowboys.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got Titans visiting the Cardinals.
I haven't been keeping up with Tennessee that much. I'm gonna say Arizona.
Okay.
They're always a tough team, even when they don't seem to be. I think they'll do good against Tennessee.
Let's see. We got Jets visiting the Broncos next.
Broncos. Oh wait.
Jets. They're in contention, man. They got stuff to play for. Like I said, they beat the Chiefs last week.
That's true. You know what? Yeah.
Before you figure it out, I will tell you that the Jets. Well, never mind. Their record is 5-7.
I'm gonna go with Jets. I'm cheating-ish, going by looking at stats.
Son of a bitch.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing. The Jets over Broncos. So I'll do that.
Next up, we got Redskins visiting the Chargers. The surging Chargers. Why am I persuading you?
Surging Chargers? Oh, you're not gonna persuade me. Depends on a couple things here. I'm actually gonna go Washington.
Washington, interesting. All right, you're the only one gonna go for Washington because Rocha and I got the Chargers.
For the sake of that's gonna be my underdog pick.
Okay, well, you didn't learn from Roach's picks last week, so
Oh, well, yeah, for the yeah, for the record, I guess now, or we'll do it afterwards. Yeah, David lost, or Rocha lost
yeah,
last week's picks
he only had 8 picks. David over here had the highest winning picks with 13,
because I'm a pro.
and I was one behind him. Let's see. Yeah, he had 13. I had 12, and David only had
Fucking
or Roach
amateur.
only had 8. So he's lost all these competitions so far. It's not looking good for him.
You're the one that hasn't lost. I've lost one,
Well, yeah, that's true, but he's lost them all too.
and we're not always going to do.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out different punishments and stuff. So that's to be
I
determined.
think it's not always going to be spicy. I mean, I think we should have like one of the guys bake for us.
Wake and bake.
Maybe we'll embarrass them by making them wear girl clothes to the store or something.
Oh Jesus, I don't know about that.
You don't. Oh man, come on. We gotta
What if we enjoy that?
Okay, you know what's a good challenge is?
What?
We got to send the loser to AutoZone and tell him, "Hi, I need some
Blinker
fluid."
fluid.
I think send him to do something stupid. I mean, just different ideas. Yeah. All right, moving along. We got Seahawks visiting the Jags.
Oh, Hawks, man.
Okay, that's a clean sweep for the Hawks. We're all picking them. Eagles visiting the Rams.
Well, this is an interesting one.
This is a tough one, I thought.
Because our division, as a Seahawks fan, we're depending on the Eagles to beat LA. Now, the Eagles lost to Seattle last week.
Thanks for bringing it up.
Oh, we were at the game. We can talk about that afterwards, though. But the thing is, like, the Eagles aren't a bad fucking team. I think it is literally Russell Wilson at this point. Is the only
it's tough to win at Seattle. Honestly, yeah. I mean the crowd. I mean, even though it didn't really affect, they didn't get any false start penalties. I believe just the defense wasn't there last week for the Eagles.
Yeah,
they were causing all this. Like they had all these stupid penalties, which gave the Seahawks more drives, and they just kept running down the tables.
Yeah, so they got the home field advantage, and then Russell Wilson is like I never realized it, but I sat there and I thought about it. Like, yeah, the dude is kind of out of this fucking world. Like,
he has to do all this. He has to run around, and he has to try to create these plays.
And there's no quarterback that can do on a consistent basis what he does. I feel like there's quarterbacks that every now and then will do that.
But how many of them with no running backs and no
protection
and no protection and no true number one wide receiver on a team?
I was listening to Bill Burr, and he was talking about the game, and he said that because he watched the game, and he said that he felt that he can be a blocker for Russell Wilson because he doesn't get any blocking. He gets the snap and he starts running. But
so yeah, I think Russell Wilson, he's very I think he's underrated, honestly. Like if you look at people from outside of Seattle fans, and they're like, "Oh, they're not nothing," blah blah blah. I think Russell Wilson is a top tier quarterback.
He is. It's just that he's not your traditional quarterback, and that's what people like.
Because he's black and dating Sierra.
That's probably what it is. Future ain't got nothing. What's the name of the kid?
Past? I don't know.
But yeah. So that we kind of veered off in the Hawks there, but I got Philly.
Okay.
Just because for the sake of our division, but LA's also in the hunt. Wait, no. Right now they're in. Yeah. Division. Right now they're in. So they're fighting to stay in because Seattle's
they're clawing back.
Yeah, they're getting right at the heels. So don't expect LA to lie down, but I got Philadelphia winning.
I do. We all do. But I'm not going to be surprised if the Rams win, and I don't think I should get mad.
No, LA's.
They're
right now. They're fighting. They're don't sleep on them.
They're that turnaround team. I mean, last year they were a joke. Getting rid of Fisher was probably the best thing they could have done, and Goff is actually starting to show his potential as the number one draft pick.
So I would actually
number one quarterback.
Sunday afternoon game. If it doesn't clash with the Hawks one, which I think it does, actually that's a game I wouldn't mind tuning into, and they play at the same time.
All right, next up, that took a long time for that matchup. Next up, we got the Ravens visiting the Steelers.
Fuck it, Pittsburgh.
Okay, that's a sweep for Pittsburgh. We all picked them. I actually kind of feel like I should stick with the Ravens.
I just went
I'm going to stay with the
Pittsburgh.
Steelers. I'm still with
Yeah.
the Steelers. And the last game, it's a Monday night matchup. Pats versus the Dolphins.
I want to guess on this one first. That way it doesn't sound like I'm copying. Want to look. I'm gonna. Oh, you know what? I know exactly who I'm gonna go for. The Dolphins.
Really?
Yep, I'm going Dolphins. Dolphins, for some reason, perform well against the Patriots.
But they got Jay Cutler on that squad.
I don't care. It's a playbook. It's playbook. I got Dolphins.
Okay.
And I need more different games to make this betting stuff exciting. So
Yeah, this one's going to come down to a couple games, it looks like. But you're the only one who chose the Dolphins.
yeah.
Rocha and I picked the Pats. So we'll see how we'll do. It's going to really come down to the wire. It might be decided by a game or two.
I think it will. We had a couple similar, a couple where we alternated.
Mm-hmm.
I feel confident about the Monday night game.
So either we're going to be like really good or we're going to be really bad at these games.
Yep.
All right, so that's the picks for this next week coming in. We'll figure out a punishment. I don't think we should do a food challenge. Maybe we'll.
Well, the tough part with me is since I'm doing this diet deal, I don't want to take in any carbs or sugar, and we tossed around the idea of those like jelly beans that taste like crap.
Which I have, by the way.
But I looked those up. Those are all literally just carbs and sugar. Like that's all those little fucking things are.
They're
So
little diabetes pills.
yeah, so it kind of rules that out. So I gotta try and find other stuff. I mean, we can figure stuff out eventually. We'll find it.
We'll make you eat a salad.
I already do that. Oh yeah, let's talk about our. I mean, nothing exciting happened on our trip over to watch the Hawks versus the Eagles last week. Until the way back, when we were walking and had that crazy dude yelling. We were so the game concluded.
Okay, yeah, the old man, yeah.
And there was an old dude, and I remember hearing him yelling from a distance. You just hear, I think he said, like, that's fucking disgusting, or something like that.
Yeah.
He was like, that's disgusting. And then I thought he was talking to someone. I honestly thought he was.
Yeah, I thought he was joking with people.
Yeah, until I looked over and, like, he was kind of walking in the street, and I was like, oh, okay, what the heck's going on there?
Yeah, he eventually caught up to us, because we were walking down the street.
Yeah, he was walking quick.
Back to our parking space, because we went like a mile down just to pay $10, which was worth it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But, yeah, we were walking down. We were down a few blocks, and this guy was far behind, and we're really slow walkers. So this old guy, he caught up to us. He's pretty much across from us. We were on the sidewalk, and this guy was literally like on the parking street / in the middle of the street, and he was pretty either intoxicated or he was just trying to be stupid. I don't know.
I don't know if he was just like, you know how there's some guys that are just mentally just, not there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if it was that either.
Yeah, that could be a factor, but yeah, he was like shouting obscenities at women and
No, that's the thing. He was like, that's disgusting. He said like, not women, all these fucking men or something like that. It was so fucking weird.
Yeah, that was funny.
But yeah, that was interesting. I kind of wanted to see how that turned out, but I didn't. So yeah, that was the only thing to take away from that, aside from getting to Seattle, getting a slice of pizza, which was great.
Yeah,
Pizza professionals never disappoint.
Yes. Brings us to our latest sponsors.
Pizza professional.
But yeah, I kind of want to get into. We usually go to Sounders games, and there's a different vibe from a Seahawks game and a Sounders game. And with the Sounders, there's a lot of fans. There's a pre-march.
Yeah, there's a whole organized thing at like a park. Pioneer Park.
Yeah.
That's only maybe a block or 3 blocks away from the stadium. And that's organized by the Sounders organization. And it's actually a lot of fun. And I kind of expected something like that from the...
And Seattle and the Seahawks don't do that, but they're more into the tailgating.
Yeah. A lot of tailgating, a lot of barbecuing, and selling gloves. I didn't. I had to buy some gloves.
You didn't even wear them, did you?
I did. I just didn't use the hand warmers, which reminds me, if you want them, you can have them.
No, you can take them. I have my pair. I didn't even use mine either.
But no, overall it was good. We walked in the stadium. We had
the chicken and waffle.
Yeah, chicken and waffle, which I thought was all right, except for the waffle being like hard, almost raw tasting ish. Like they probably let it sit for too long. I like a fresh, soft, fluffy kind of waffle. If I'm gonna have chicken and waffles,
Like an airier waffle.
Yep.
Because you got that chicken, you don't want to have like too like hard things.
Yeah,
it'd be tough to like bite through.
And it was like, I don't know, for me it was almost, at some point it felt like it was too sweet. So I don't know.
It was all right. It was decent.
Overall, it was all right.
You get a good portion for your price. I mean, so you get your bang for your buck, but there's no flavor to the waffle. And like you said, it's really, really
It was dry,
thick.
too.
It was bready. You know,
Yeah.
like you had that thick, doughy thing. So it wasn't a real good thing. I mean, you could eat it like individually, not like a sandwich.
Yeah.
It would have probably been better, but yeah, I just wasn't really into it.
Stadium food.
Yeah, you pay for what you get. A lot. But yeah, the game was fun. I was in my Seahawks gear. I mean, my Eagles gear. There's a lot of Eagles fans. I went last year, and I think there was a little bit more last year. And so this is my second time going to a Seahawks game, and I was really surprised when David said that he's never been to a Seahawks game.
Yeah, it was my first league match.
I mean, we've been to the stadium plenty of times, well more than a handful of times, for the Sounders. And it's for the Seahawks to have the stadium completely open. It was 100% attendance.
But there was a lot of fucking people.
They announced that last year versus the Eagles was the highest attendance for the year, I believe, last year. I don't know if it's like history. I doubt it. But I think it might get broken again this year. It's just, I don't know. It's a big fan base for Eagles and Seahawks. I was really surprised again. But it was pretty fun. What else?
I think that about wraps it up.
Yeah.
We're about 50 plus minutes into this bad boy.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know. At first we're like...
Time flies.
At first I was looking at it, I was like, oh, it's only been 5 minutes, but now we're zipping through. Well, those are our picks. We'll figure out punishments, and then we'll have more topics to talk about. Maybe more movies, TV shows.
We might do some reviews here, you know.
Nothing wrong with that. All right. Well, I'm Davido, and I'm signing off.
I'm Lalo, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter, 3 Dudes Podcast. On Instagram, 3D Podcast. It's 3D_podcast. And it's not for 3 dicks. It's for 3 dudes. It could be for 3 dicks.
It could be 3 dicks.
We could be dicks at times. But yeah, follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Tweet at us. And we'll try to get more active on the social media game.
I tried a little bit, but it's tough.
Yeah, it's slowly working out, but we'll get there. So, like I said, follow us.
We'll follow you back.
We'll follow you back. Nude for nude. And I'm Lalo signing off.
Peace.
Bye.